In a village cradled between rugged hills and vast open plains, there lived a young girl named Amina. Amina was the envy of all who laid eyes upon her. Her skin glowed like the smooth golden sands at sunset, and her dark, luminous eyes sparkled as if lit by the stars themselves. But in this small, humble village, beauty was both a blessing and a curse, for the villagers had little time to marvel at beauty when they were struggling to find food and clean water, hoping only to survive. The village was poor, battered by droughts and hard soil that refused to bear crops. The people worked from dawn to dusk, hands hardened by toil, feet toughened by the dry earth. But Amina's concerns lay elsewhere. She would often sit by the river, gazing at her reflection, adjusting her headscarf just so, wondering if someday her beauty might take her far away from her dusty village. Her family, friends, and neighbors saw her as a flower in their harsh world, but they worried for her as well. Amina's focus on her beauty seemed to them like a luxury they could not afford. One evening, Amina wandered to the edge of the village, to a place where the sky seemed to stretch endlessly and the stars sparkled like scattered jewels. Her grandmother's words echoed in her mind. "Amina, the stars above are not just lights, they are the eyes of our ancestors. If you speak to them with a true and open heart, they may even answer you." This legend fascinated Amina, and on this night she decided to try her luck. "Ancestral stars," she whispered, clasping her hands. "If you truly are watching, I have a wish." She hesitated, feeling the weight of her desire pressing in her heart. "Please make me more beautiful than any girl who has ever lived. Let my beauty shine like the stars themselves, so bright that none can look away." The stars above twinkled as if alive, and one seemed to blink at her in answer. Suddenly, she felt a warmth wash over her, a tingling sensation spreading through her body. She looked at her hands, then touched her face, sensing something had changed. As she returned home, her heart raced with excitement, and when she caught her reflection in the water, she gasped. She was transformed, her features more dazzling than she had ever imagined. The next morning, she walked through the village, and people stopped in their tracks, murmuring in awe. "Oh, Amina," gasped her friend Hawa, "you are as beautiful as a queen." Her heart swelled with pride, and for days she reveled in the attention, basking in the admiration of everyone around her. But as the days passed, Amina noticed something odd. The admiration soon faded, and the villagers returned to their struggles. Her beauty had changed nothing for them, and the smiles that once greeted her became frowns of fatigue. The laughter of children turned to tired murmurs. One evening, while admiring her reflection by the river, her friend Kofi approached her. "Amina," he said quietly, "you have become more beautiful than ever, but what good has it done you? Look around. We are still hungry, the children still cry, and the fields are still dry. Your beauty cannot feed us, nor can it bring us peace." Amina felt a small pang of guilt, but quickly brushed it aside. "Kofi, beauty is a gift, isn't it? And we should cherish it. I don't see the harm in that." Kofi gave her a sad smile. "Beauty fades, Amina. And when it's gone, what will you have left?" His words haunted her that night, but her desire to stand out and shine brighter than the rest soon overpowered her doubts. She returned to the stars, their glimmer now feeling like old friends, and whispered her second wish. "Ancestral stars, if you're still listening, I wish for fine clothes and golden jewelry. I want to be dressed in the finest robes, to wear jewels that will sparkle as brightly as you in the night." Once again, the stars blinked at her, and a warm sensation washed over her. The next morning, Amina awoke to find her room filled with beautiful robes, shimmering with colors she had never seen, and fine jewelry, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings glittering like treasures from a distant kingdom. She adorned herself, donning the silks and gold, and walked through the village, her head held high. The villagers gasped, astonished at her transformation. But amid the stares, she noticed something new in their eyes, a look of sadness and perhaps even resentment. Children stared at her jewels with longing, and the elders shook their heads. Her friends began to drift away from her, uncomfortable with her display. Kofi approached her again, a look of disappointment in his eyes. "Amina, you look like a queen, but we are still living like beggars. Does your finery bring us food? Does it ease our thirst?" Amina opened her mouth to respond, but no words came. She had everything she wanted, but her village, her friends, her family, they remained in hardship. She could feel Kofi's gaze, heavy with disappointment, and suddenly her beautiful clothes and jewelry felt like shackles. She had longed for attention, for admiration, but now she realized the empty weight of those wishes. That night, unable to sleep, she returned to the stars once more. This time she felt humbled, uncertain, and ashamed. She looked up, her heart heavy, and whispered, "Ancestral stars, I have been foolish and selfish. I have used 2 precious wishes for myself alone, and yet it has brought me no joy. Please, if you grant me one final wish, I ask not for myself, but for my village. Let there be food, water, and health for everyone. Let my people live in happiness." The stars shimmered, and a hush fell over the night. She closed her eyes, letting a tear slip down her cheek, uncertain if her wish would be granted or if her ancestors would see only her past selfishness. As dawn broke, Amina woke to a sight she could hardly believe. The once barren fields surrounding the village were green and lush, filled with crops that had grown overnight. Fruits hung from trees heavy with abundance, and the river nearby was full and clear, sparkling under the rising sun. The villagers gathered around, their eyes wide with disbelief and joy. "Amina!" they cried, rushing to her side. "This is a miracle!" She watched in awe as her family and neighbors gathered fruits and filled their cups with cool, fresh water. The village was alive with laughter and joy, a music that filled her heart like never before. Kofi came to her, a bright smile on his face, and said, "Amina, now you have shown us true beauty. This beauty will last, for it feeds our bodies and fills our hearts." In that moment, Amina felt a joy so deep it made her heart soar. She had discovered a beauty far greater than any jewel or fine robe, a beauty rooted in kindness, compassion, and love for her people. She understood now what her grandmother had meant when she spoke of the stars as the eyes of their ancestors, watching, waiting for her to see the path that led not to vanity, but to selflessness. From that day on, Amina was loved not just for her appearance, but for the gift she had given her people. And every year, under the shimmering stars, the villagers gathered to celebrate the festival of the ancestral stars, honoring Amina and the selfless wish that had brought their village to life. The story of her 3 wishes would be told to children for generations, a reminder that true beauty lay not in what one possessed, but in what one was willing to give. And as for Amina, she continued to watch the stars each night, thanking her ancestors not for the gifts they had given her, but for the lesson they had taught her, a lesson that would live on, as eternal as the stars themselves. Hey everyone, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Drop a comment below. I love hearing from you. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.